Where have I been? Why have I not been uploading videos? Today, let's talk about it. Well, hello there, friends. Matthew here. It's good to be back with you from our condo in uptown Bonifacio. Before we get started today, please hit that like button and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I want to talk today about why I haven't been uploading as many videos. My wife and I are leaving Metro Manila. As many of you may know, I'm a professional scuba diver. However, my wife works in the city, and we've been having a hard time finding a balance. As you also may know, we moved here last September from the United States. So we've been living here almost 6 months, maybe 6 months. And we've been spending most of our time at our home, or some of our time at our home in one of the outlying towns of Metro Manila. And then we've been dividing that time here in the city, in Bonifacio Global City, which is in downtown Metro Manila. Well, downtown Metro Manila is a hard place to live. Again, me being a professional scuba diver, I spend a lot of my time in the water in the southern Luzon region of Mabini, Batangas. We're hoping to open a dive shop there. And my wife and I have been spending so much time in the city, we haven't been able to go down to the province and do what we want to do there. So we have decided that we will no longer keep our condominium unit here in the city. We're going to be moving to the province. So why are you doing that, Matthew? Well, number one, please hit that like and subscribe button. The main reason is the city here in Metro Manila, for me, even for my wife who's a Filipino, it's somewhat oppressive. For me, I do speak some Tagalog, but for me, there's just not a lot of things to do. There's a lot of places to eat. There's a lot of places to walk and do those things. But my passion is not walking the city. My passion is not shopping. My passion is not, I'm just not a city guy. I grew up, if you can tell by the way I talk, I grew up in the country. So my heart is not in the city. My wife, growing up in Metro Manila, she enjoys being outside of the city as well. Us having been married for a long time and her having acquired the love for the outdoors that I have, we would rather spend our time somewhere other than a concrete jungle. So we have decided to spend our time in the province. Many people move here and say they would rather live in the province than live in the city. So number one, I'm a country boy, and you can take the boy out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the boy. So we are moving to the province where we will be in a smaller community. So where are you going? We are going to Mabini, Batangas. It's a very small province on the southern tip of Luzon, and it's a wonderful scuba diving community. And my wife and I have made a lot of friends there, and we can best spend our time there doing what we love to do, which is scuba. That's not our first love, but it is a big love in our life, scuba diving. At the end of this video, I'm going to talk about our first love. But we do love to scuba dive. I love to teach. I love to help other people. Scuba diving is a very difficult sport. Myself, being someone who has disabilities, I enjoy helping other people learn how to dive with disabilities, learning how to do it in a way that's not injurious to the body, in a way that makes it more enjoyable for some people who might have limited capabilities and functionality. Right now my back's hurt. So yeah, I like to help people. My wife also assists me in teaching other people in how to scuba dive in a way that won't hurt the body, because scuba diving is a very relaxing sport. It's very good, it's very soothing. And you're probably saying, well, how can you scuba dive and it be soothing? Well, if you've never done it, Don't criticize, because scuba is a wonderful way to relax. It's a wonderful way to decompress the body. Even though you're under pressure, it's a wonderful way to decompress. And so if you've never done it in a way that can help you relax, reach out to me. Maybe we can hook up here and I can help you learn how to scuba dive in a way that will help you to decompress and de-stress from the everyday patterns of life. That's one of the reasons we're leaving this city, this central Metro Manila region, is because it's kind of stressful here. I know you say, well, the Philippines is less stressful. The city is the city. And the traffic here will just drive you slap dog crazy. So we decided we're going to try to get out of that. Thirdly, the city living is not our first love. Metro Manila is not our first love. Scuba diving is not our first love. Even for my wife and I, each other is not our first love. What do you mean, Matthew? Well, despite the fact that it should be obvious, I'm a sinner. I don't claim to be good. Never will. But my wife and I are in Christian ministry, and we have been for many, many years. And our first love is Jesus Christ. And anybody out there who knows me, knows anything about me, will know that I'm a sinner in need of saving grace every single day of my life. But our first love is Christ, and sharing the love of Christ with other people and helping other people learn what it is to know Jesus better. I'm a Bible teacher. I don't claim to be a Bible scholar like a lot of individuals do. I don't claim to be a fancy theologian. But I have spent my entire life studying the Bible and the power of Christ through His Word to transform our lives. And one of the things that we desire to do in the area where we're moving to is to establish a small church. There is a community there. They don't meet for church but once a month. And so as a pastor, I desire to serve in that community and help them come to know Jesus in a closer and deeper way through His Word. Just by serving other people, not by trying to be anything that I'm not, but just my wife and I loving on individuals and showing them the love of Jesus through a kind word, a kind hand, and encouraging them in any way that we can. And I want to encourage you with something right quick. I've been reading a book by Paul Tripp called Reactivity: How the Gospel Transforms Our Actions and Reactions. And I just finished reading this book today, and I want to read a passage of it to you. It won't take me just a minute. It's called Limited Time. And Paul Tripp says here, when Steve Jobs made mobile screens ubiquitous, the entire culture of the world changed. We now carry in our purses and pockets a tool so incredibly powerful that 40 years ago, the thoughts of such a thing would have been seen as science fiction. With our mobile devices came the internet, and with it came Google, email, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and tens of thousands of apps that command our time and attention. We go nowhere without these powerful and seductive devices. They greet us in the morning and they put us to sleep at night. They are constant distraction, interrupting everything we do. Our mobile devices are powerful instruments for good, but they control us too much. Incessant mobile connectivity tricks us into thinking that we need what we don't actually need and that we have to do things that we really don't have to do. Nothing has changed human culture more dramatically in the last decade than these devices. All of our lives have been reshaped by their power. Here's why this is important. By God's good and wise design, you and I have only a limited amount of time. You will never get 10 days in a week or 32 hours in a day. You and I do not have the option of living beyond the limits that God has set for us. So if something comes into your life that is powerful, attractive, and seductive and eats up a lot of your time, the time will be taken from something else in your life. If your job takes more and more of your time, then it will eat into your family time, your friendships and fellowship time, and your ministry time. This is true of our powerful media devices and the social media sites that seem to magnetize and captivate us. The hours we spend scrolling take time away from our wives, our children, and our devotional time, our time with brothers and sisters in Christ, and so on. When it comes to the huge amount of hours spent on social media, time invested is time stolen. I am persuaded we get sucked into the toxicity that is around us because digital culture has become too valuable to us. In those moments when we could be investing in the various things God has called us to, we are thinking about things we don't need to think about and being tempted to respond in ways that we should not. May the presence of your phone with you all the time be a physical warning of the limits of your time. May we all learn to say no and renew our commitment to invest in things that God says have lasting value. Reactivity by Paul David Tripp. That's why I haven't been posting as much lately. I've been reading more. I've been studying God's Word more. I've been trying to spend more and more of my time finding out who God is and getting closer to Him. So if I don't post as often, I hope when I do post, it'll be better content. I want you to find out more about who Christ is. I will try to bring you more Christ-centered content. And forgive me when I haven't done so in the past. I want you to see things that you enjoy. I want you to see part our life and how we live it here in the Philippines. But life isn't all about how I live it. Life is about who Christ is and how Christ wants me to live my life while I'm here, and how He wants me to better represent Him to a lost and dying world. So we're leaving Manila. We're going to the province. That's my 20 pesos worth. I love each and every one of you. I'll be uploading more in the coming days. I promise. I'll try to upload at least once a week. But I got to read more. Got to study more. I want to help people more. So for Matthew and Mariel, Paradise Bound, thanks for watching. God bless. And Ingat. See you later.